Hi, this video is for the, the earbud case. So we're going to start by creating a new document. And I'm just going to title this earbud case. And remember, I'm drawing the competitor's case. Your job is to redesign this in some way and design your own. Choose that front plane, and I'm just going to reorient this. And we're going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to start with at the origin and kind of just pull that up. And the dimensions for this rectangle will be 41 millimeters by 32 millimeters. And now that I've drawn that, I want to draw the hinge right in the upper corner, upper left-hand corner. So I'm going to use my circle tool for that. So I'm going to draw a circle centered at that top left corner. And the circle is going to be dimensioned to 5 millimeters. Alright, then I do want to trim off this little arc there. I don't need that, so I'm going to use the trim tool. That's the scissors. It kind of looks like scissors on your menu bar. And you can see the part I want to trim. I can highlight that. And when I click it, it's going to trim away. Alright, so that's going to be the start of my case. Let's go ahead and green check mark that. I'm ready to extrude it. I'm going to go back to my isometric view so we can see this extrusion happen. So extrude, actually sketch 1. I'm going to hit sketch 1 to extrude the whole thing. And we're going to extrude this 55 millimeters. Green check mark that. Alright, so there's the start of our case. We do need to hollow this out now, so to hollow this out, I'm going to draw a rectangle here on the top face. Normally I would use the shell tool, but looking at the dimensions of this, although the widths of all the side walls were different. I think it was 2 millimeters around these 3 sides, and the back side had a width of 3 millimeters. So that's why I have to hollow this out myself. So we're going to do a new sketch on the top of the object. And go ahead and go to the top. And we want to go ahead and draw a rectangle here. And for now, we're just going to draw any old rectangle, and we will dimension this rectangle using our dimension tool. Let's see if I can make those tools a little bit bigger. Alright, so remember I said it's 2 millimeters across pretty much all these sides. So we're just going to set those to 2. So we're dimensioning all these as 2. These widths, these wall widths of these side walls. Oops, I guess I didn't notice that. I forgot to hit the enter key. Go back around and reset all those to 2 millimeters all the way around. And then this back wall is going to have a width of 3 millimeters, but since I put this circle here, that's kind of in the way. So what I'm going to do is maybe dimension from this line to that line, and this is going to be 0.5. Alright, so get that dimensioning done. Next thing I'm going to do here is extrude that downwards. So let's green check mark this sketch, and we will extrude. And we want to remove this, so hit the remove on the menu there, on the pop-up menu. And we're going to extrude this, I believe we want this to have a 2 millimeter thickness, so let's go down 30 millimeters. Since the height of this is 32, we'll use 30. Alright, so there's our nice hollowed out shape. Alright, the next thing we need to do is work on the hinge. So the hinge is this circular part, and we actually want to split this and have two parts on either side. We want to get rid of the middle of this bar. So we're going to do that by maybe using an offset plane. So let's create an offset plane that's, kind of sitting right above our object, about 2.5 millimeters above the object. So I want an offset plane off of the top of this box. So sitting right above this. So let's go ahead and choose offset plane. And I always forget what the offset plane tool looks like. Or it's called offset surface. Okay. So go ahead and find that on your menu bar. And you can see since I've already chosen that plane, it's kind of giving me this floating plane already. I'm not sure if that's exactly what I want. Let me see if I can redo that one. So offset plane, offset this. Alright, yeah, I guess that'll have to work there. And we're just going to hover this about 2.5 millimeters. So basically it's going to be flush with our hinge. You can see it's like right on top of that hinge. Alright, so now that we created this offset plane, I'm going to create like a rectangle. Let's go ahead and green check mark this. And I want to do a sketch on this new plane I created. Alright, so you can see sketch 3 is now created. And I want to draw a rectangle that I'm going to use to cut away the center of this bar. So I'm going to choose my rectangle tool. And for now, I don't really care what the dimensions are. I'm just going to draw a rectangle. Make sure it goes through the entire bar there, because we're going to cut downwards. And we know that this rectangle, or this hinge, goes 10 millimeters. It's supposed to be 10 millimeters from each edge. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to dimension this rectangle. 10 millimeters from the edge. From here to here, like that. 10 millimeters, and the same thing with the other side. So from here to there, that will also be 10 millimeters. Alright, so that's the rectangle that we would like to now extrude downwards. So let's go ahead and green check mark this. So this rectangle that we just drew, we want to extrude that. So I'm going to extrude, and I'm going to say sketch 3, and I want to remove, not add, and I'm going to remove just a small part, 5 millimeters, and green check mark that. Alright, and there is that hole. And of course I can still see my offset plane. So if you don't really want to see that offset surface, I think we're going to have to kind of highlight it, and I usually just I think there's a make transparent maybe, or hide, oh yeah, hide surface 1. I think that's the one I want. That way it'll go away. So I did a left click and I chose hide surface 1. Alright, so now we're starting to see our box come together. Our hinge, it looks like it's getting there. So on our hinge we have this little pop out, like a circular pop out, that will hold the lid of our of our case. So we're gonna have to create that next. So what we're gonna do is sketch a circle on this circular surface. So let's do our sketch tool, and we're gonna sketch right here, and we're gonna create a circle. We'll use the center point circle. So find the center of the old circle, and we're just going to draw this one out, and that's going to be 3 millimeters thick. And then we need a line to revolve around. So I'm going to use my line tool, and we're just going to draw a line that goes through the center of the circle. Alright, that way we can revolve. So let's go ahead and hit the green check mark, and now we want to revolve. So we have this revolve tool, And we want to revolve half the circle. Choose the revolve axis. Oops. It's not letting me choose my revolve axis. Maybe I need to make that line a little bit longer. Let me go back over to sketch 4. And that line that I drew, I'm thinking maybe I need to just extend it perhaps. So let me see if I can maybe delete that line and redo it. So I'm going to make it just a little bit longer than this circle. Hopefully that'll help with my revolve. Alright, so let's go ahead and green check mark that, and we'll hit the revolve tool again. Alright, so I want to revolve that and around this axis, and I don't know why it's not allowing me to do that. So I'm going to have to take a break here and figure out what's going on with why I can't get this to revolve. And I will be back. Okay, I think I know what I was doing wrong. So let me go ahead and choose the revolve tool again. And I'm going to choose that half circle. And then here I have to come and click on where it says revolve axis. I got to actually click it and make it blue. And I think this is where a lot of us were getting stuck on the revolve tool. Now see, it lets me choose the axis. There it is. And that's the bump that we need for our case, for our lid. So we got to repeat this for the opposite side. So we're going to again do a sketch on this circle, or this opposite side here. Alright, we're going to sketch a circle, a center point circle. We want that to be kind of near the middle. That's going to be 3 millimeters. And then we're going to draw a line down the middle, so that will be our revolve axis. Alright, let's finish this sketch. And then we'll use the revolve tool. Choose our face. Click on the red to make it blue. Choose the axes. And there it is. Green check mark that. Alright. So, well on our way. Now we have those 2 little bump outs for to help support our lid. Alright, let me go ahead and go back to isometric view and see where we're at. Alright, so we do want to have a latch here on the front of our case. So we do need to draw a little rectangle here. So let's go ahead and do a sketch here on the front face, or the front face of our object. And we're going to draw a rectangle. And we want this actually to be a center point rectangle. So make sure you choose center point. And we want to find the midpoint of this line on top, and you can see there it is, and I can get this little dash line that comes down. We want this rectangle that we're drawing to be centered. And this rectangle has dimensions of 15 by 3. So I'll let you guys, hopefully you can see that. Let's see if I can pull out my dimension for the 3. You can see that a little bit better. And it's already centered, so now we just need to give it its vertical distance. So let's do one more dimension to fully constrain this. So from the bottom of that rectangle to the bottom of the box, that is a dimension of 19.5. You know, I'm getting all these dimensions off of the the competitor's drawing, so I'm not just making these numbers up. Alright, so that is now done. So let's go ahead and extrude this rectangle. So we're going to hit extrude, and we want to remove. And we want this to go all the way through, because I think, is it going through? Yeah, I think it is. So screen check mark that, and we can just make sure that there's a hole there. Yep. Alright, and that's going to be for our latch. I'm thinking maybe I might not make it go all the way through. I might maybe leave a little bit of wall there if I wanted to keep this maybe like waterproof or something. Some things to think about. But the last step that we're going to do here is put a pattern at the bottom, on the bottom of this this case. Alright, so I'm going to start by, let's say we'll create a sketch here on the bottom side of our object. And let's start by drawing, let's just do a point. Alright, so I'm just going to place a point here on the bottom of my box. Remember, a point doesn't mean there's a hole there. It's just a point. We'll go back and create a hole a little bit later. But I like using the point because I know things will be nice and centered. Alright, so let's dimension this hole. So I need to go 15 from the side edge. And then from the top edge, I want to go 17.5. Alright, so that's where we want our hole to be located. And now I'm going to use the pattern tool for this hole. And actually I want to point this one down. That one's good. And some of these dimensions, I want these holes to be, how far apart? I'm thinking, I think it was 5 millimeters. So let's change that to 5 millimeters. And yeah, 3 times is good. And then this other side, I also want this one to be 5 millimeters. Except I don't want this to be 2 times, I want this to be 5 times. So you'll notice there I did put a -5 because we're going downwards in the down direction. I'm not sure if I could put +5. Let me see what that would do. Oh yeah, see, that didn't quite work. So let me just undo that real quick. Oh no! I undid my entire pattern. Let me redo. Oh nope, it's not letting me. Oh, okay, never mind. I have to redo the entire pattern. Alright, that's fine. So I'm using linear pattern on this point. And again, I want to make this one come down instead. I got to change a couple values here. That's going to go to 5. This one's also going to go to 5, -5, as we found out. And then this 2x needs to be changed to 5x. This 3x is fine. We do want 3 across, 5 down. Alright, so I think that does it. Let me go ahead and green check mark this before I lose it. Alright, so these are not holes, these are points. I do want to use this hole tool to actually create holes here. So I'm going to click on the hole tool, and I'm just going to click and drag a box around all these points. And that way holes will be we can have holes drilled out. And let me choose the right kind of hole, simple hole. And I only want these to be 2.5 millimeters. Alright, and that should work. We'll do through. Simple through holes. Let's go ahead and check mark that. Alright, there it is. So that is the competitor's bottom case. So I am going to show you guys how to draw the top case as well. For now, we're just starting out with the bottom. Alright, but there it is. Take a screenshot or share this with me as your homework today. Alright, we'll catch y'all next time. Later.